What's good, y'all? Riley Beats here, and today we are back with another episode of Melody Monday. And on this episode of Melody Monday, we're going to be talking about how to make glow melodies for Trippie Red. I just want to say a big thank you to the channel members displayed on screen right now. And if you want to become a channel member and get access to exclusive perks, press the join button down below. As well, if you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. Now let's get right into it. So Glo Melodies have their origins with Chief Keef, and it seems like they're making a comeback now. And a great example of this is Trippie Red's most recent album, Mansion Music. So the instrumentation for these melodies includes a lot of brass, and I just use brass one-shots for mine. There's also the inclusion of synths and leads, oftentimes sine leads, bells, and strings. BPM for these can be similar to Rage, so you will see some at 140, definitely see some at 150. You won't see any that go too crazy fast like 190. And aside from that, the melodies are actually super simple. So one thing I know about Glo Melodies is that they love to use notes that are a half step apart. And in a natural minor scale, this would be the 6th and the 5th, or the 3rd and the 2nd. So here I just took one of the brass one-shots, laid down a rhythm that I liked, made sure a lot of the notes were a half step apart, and the notes being a half step apart gives it a darker feeling, and that's really what you're going for with Glo Melodies. I also added this bit here at the end for some variation, and also to pick up a little bit of energy. Aside from that, the melody is super repetitive, and I layered it across multiple octaves to give the brass a more full feeling. So one thing you'll notice that's really important with these melodies is layering. So to keep that in mind, I layered the brass with a deeper brass sound, just to fill out the brass a little bit more. And then I layered it one more time with another brass, again just to kind of fill out the brass melody. So from there, I took my sine lead, and once again, I layered that half step melody, but I have it up an octave here, and then it goes down an octave here. And this is mainly just done to give it a difference in variation, so that it doesn't just sound like the same thing over and over again. And I dropped it down an octave, because this last bit will help bring it back up an octave, without the transition sounding weird or out of place. So then I layered the brass melody with a synth, and I wanted a synth that sounded more like a texture. I also put Portal on the synth to make it a little bit more textured and to granulize it a bit, and then I EQ'd out a lot of the frequencies that I didn't want. So then I took a spiccato string, and this is intended to be my high end in the melody. So this is going to be the highest frequency component for mine. And for a good chunk of the notes, I just have it layered with the bass notes. And every now and then it'll jump to a different note, like it's doing here or here. And so for a lot of these jumps, it's going up or down just a half step, again to keep with that dark and eerie feel. And then there's a few notes that are just going up or down a whole step just before the bass note transitions. And the biggest thing with this is the rhythm. So you want a rhythm that will sound good. Similar how to one of the biggest things with the brass melody was the rhythm. I also layered this down an octave just to fill out the frequencies a little bit more and give the string a fuller sound. And then I layered the bass notes with a bell. I didn't layer all of the bass notes, I just picked the ones that I wanted to accent more. So for example, I wanted to accent these notes here because I felt they rhythmically led into the F4 here really nicely. As well, I implemented some bell stutters like I did here, kind of treating it more like a perk at times than a melodic component. And then I have another bell stutter here. Anyways, that's been another episode of Melody Mondays. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next Monday. And here's the full thing.